So just made a review on the 4790K, and I rambled a bit. I'm tired. I don't make scripts. So we're trying to keep this one a little more short and concise. The RTX 3050, is it worth buying? Not unless you can get it extremely cheap, which I don't see happening anytime soon. Um, I don't understand why this card exists or why it was even made. And as a matter of fact, I guess we can do a live check right here on eBay to see if there's a used one that's like justifiably cheap. I have strong doubts. Yeah, I don't even really see any used ones on here. Well, I guess there's one, but it's $150 plus $14 shipping. So just based on that, even most of the prices I'm seeing here, or most of the cards I'm seeing here, aren't even like used cards. Most of them are new in box. And I have Amazon open here. The cheapest one I see on Amazon is a gigabyte GeForce RTX for $169.99. And yeah, so at $170 plus dollars, there's so many other options that you can buy that are better than the 3050. Now, in my current GPU stash, I have a GTX 980, a GTX 1080, and my 3050. These are all like homeless GPUs I have sitting around. So I've just been testing those in the 4790K build, and so I got a chance to do a head-to-head with the 3050, and the 3050 performs right around the same level that the GTX 980 does, if not undercut that sometimes, right? Plus or minus like 10 FPS. So yeah, again, like I was thinking that maybe the DLSS would help make the difference on the performance wise, but as a matter of fact, the GTX 980 without DLSS upscaling performed better. If you run the high settings Fortnite side by side, the 3050 versus the 980, the 980 averages 10 or more FPS than the 3050 does at high settings. So I'm like, well, I don't get it. Now, why do I have a 3050? Like I said, I wouldn't recommend anybody to buy one, but the very last pre-build I ever bought came with a 3050, and at the time I didn't understand much about computers. I just bought expensive computers thinking that it must be good because it's expensive. So I have bought a 30, not 30, wow. I bought $1,000 pre-built PC that the only thing good in it was the CPU. And I say good as in like it wasn't outstanding. It was just a viable piece, CPU. It was a i5 13400F. So not the greatest thing in the world, but not terrible. But again, what the whole PC came with overall, well, didn't equal what I paid for it. Or I guess kind of that the Asus 3050 actually is like $269. I don't understand how. I mean, when it was like new, I guess. But yeah. So again, to avoid going off on a ramble, there are so many more GPUs you can buy with the price that you can get the cheapest new one. There's not enough of them on the secondhand market for them to be cheap. I guess it's because nobody's really buying them new, thankfully. The GTX 980, I regularly buy them for $40. They tend to trend like $60 listings. You can get them between $40 and $60 depending on what the market's looking like at the time. So it's literally more than $100 less for the same performance. I guess the one thing you could say is that the 3050 is newer, so less wear and tear on it. Maybe it'll last you longer with updates or whatnot. But right now, it's just insane. Even if you're looking at buying something newer, there's still newer used cards that you can buy that are cheaper that perform way better than that card does. Yeah, I don't know. It seems that a lot of people, like I'm coming into PC building right around the time that the 40 series is on its way out. But even if you look at people reviewing like the 4060, everybody says don't buy the 4060 because there's multiple cards out there you can buy at the same price or less that outperform it. And but it still looks like at least the 4060 will have more viability long term, especially when the 50 series comes out and the prices on the 40 series start to drop as people get rid of the 4060 to upgrade. I think we'll start seeing a lot more of those cheaper. And I would, even though I haven't had a chance to personally test the 4060, I would believe and imagine that it does outperform the 46, the 3050 without any issue. So yeah, just a quick one I wanted to throw out there, and that's it. Peace. Thanks for watching.